Let's check this video out.
What are you eating? Girl, you are the girl from Texas, right?
Mm-hmm. And I want to give out a shout out to all the channels out there, to all the Platinum Elite, to DJ Kuda, to Zap, Hey Manosphere.
Girl, who the hell are these people? We don't know these people.
The Manosphere, the Kevin Samuels show.
Girl, respectfully so, he's no longer with us.
I know.
So you giving him a shout out so he can hear it in heaven?
You get like a specialist can give you a referral to a professional or
the Manosphere. So you're saying the Manosphere? How do you say it?
The Manosphere. The Manosphere. The Manosphere gave me reference to check out your show.
Okay. Are you single?
I am. I have nobody.
Well, why didn't they hook you up with one of their friends or themselves?
They did a little bit. We tried, like we were working on it, but I'm kind of particular and they look at me like a homie. You know, I'm like one of the homies. So it was kind of difficult.
You said they support you. Why do they support you?
They support me because I'm honest and I have a way of having them be able to be forthcoming. So like men, especially Black men, they're very forthcoming to me. They trust me. They feel very comfortable. So a lot of men, and including men like the Manosphere, they approach me and feel it's an okay thing to open up and be themselves.
Okay. I'll be in my own worlds. And the truth of the matter is, and this is not even a lie, only time I'm on YouTube is for my own shit. So I don't know about, obviously, who doesn't know about Kevin Samuels? So that's that. But for the rest of these people y'all talking about, I don't know. But let's proceed. So let me.
Well, I love you. I check you out. Your show is really like forthcoming. Your hair is always pretty. And I think you're honest and sweet and you're doing the things.
Movement. I'm part of an opportunity for a person to come on that's single to find somebody. So is that your goal tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. I got it. Now let's continue. So we got Maisha, San Antonio, Texas. How old are you?
42.
42. Do you have any kids?
42. Here's the thing. What is she up to? She's eating. Okay. I mean, that's I don't know. Here's the thing. I've said this before. And I've said this in plenty of Kendra G videos. She's 42. And still on the dating market. I don't know the Manosphere would love her. I really don't. Okay? Because this is the thing. She's 42. And still single. On the dating market. Actively looking. She's actively looking. This is a difference, right? Where women is like they're done. They know that they really won't get what they want. So they're not looking. So I would not really give critique or opinions on women that don't actively date. This is the thing what I'm saying. When I talk, it's specific. So if I'm talking about certain women, those are the women that are in the dating market. Here's a woman that's 42 and in the dating market. I've said this. Dating for women is easy. It is easy. There will always be men out there that will want them. Whether they're old or young, ugly or pretty, whatever the spectrum is, there will always be men out there that want them. So why is it, if it's so easy, why is she, or most women, still single? One, because they are attracted to terrible men. They attracted to terrible men. Two, they are hard to deal with. Most likely, it's a bit of both. So, I don't know what Manosphere would like about this kind of woman. Because, again, if she fits those two, which most likely she does, why would you like her?
I have a 20-year-old this year. She's 20. Okay. And Avery will be 19 this year.
So you have 2 kids?
Girls.
2 girls.
And the manosphere is not like particularly kind to single moms. So
They're
1920.
adults.
Both by
They're
the same
adults.
man. Say
Hmm?
again what?
and this is not attractive, right? I get it. You were eating when she called. Cool. You should stop eating. Because again, you are chewing while you're talking. It's really not attractive. It's really not. Okay? It's like yeah, it's not impressive. You're not really putting on a great exterior, right? You're not.
What'd you say, honey?
They share the same father. Yeah, they're adults.
Okay, okay.
They're adults.
Have you ever been married?
I've never been married.
Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
A Scorpio.
Scorpio. And what do you do for a living, Maisha?
Well, I'm college educated.
Okay.
What's your job, Maisha?
I'm not currently working right now.
Okay. How do you pay your bills?
Ooh, I hate you. Should I tell the truth?
So, Maisha, here's the deal. This is how this show works. I'm going to ask you
Okay,
questions.
tell me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you questions. You're going to have to answer them. There's only one question that you can skip. The whole world will see this video. Now, I'm hosting a dating show. You say you're here for that. So are you willing to answer the questions? Because you have to be a willing participant. No videos come down. You can be made a highlight. So I want to make sure you know what you're getting into. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, she's jobless, old single mom. What manosphere would be cool with this woman? Like Mad Cap.
Okay, so you told me you
She
don't
is literally what men talk about.
work. When someone tells me they don't work, my next question is, how do they pay their bills?
It's a long story,
Begin.
but I just feel, should I say it?
Is it?
I get a check every month.
Do you want to say how you get a check every month?
I get a check. I'm gonna trust you. Okay, I have to let go. I'm gonna let go.
Hold on, this is not
I'm
about
not slow. I promise you, I'm not slow. I'm gonna let go and be myself. So I've been on Social Security. I think it's more for postpartum, but I've been on Social Security for like 20 plus years. So if I initially need some type of income, I can trust that the government will send my check on my direct express card every month on the 3rd.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so
Maybe I'm assuming it. She could be on. She said she's on government assistance, which is, again, Manosphere really looked down on that. She might be on disability as well. Right? She seems really, my opinion, right? Like a little bit autistic. I don't know. It just like how she just coming off, right? So the government disability. I mean, so it's like the government. This woman is pretty living off the government. Right. Yeah, I can't imagine Manosphere like really cool with this woman.
that is that considered Social Security or disability? Okay, all right. So we got Maisha, San Antonio, Texas, 42, Scorpio. Mom to two grown 20-year-old and 19-year-old by the same man. Never married, not currently working, but does receive income every month. What kind of man are you looking for, honey?
What's wrong with this woman?
Well, I want a man that is going to make me valuable, because I mentioned like Social Security and being disabled. I never had somebody value me or put me in a serious position since I separated from my girl's father. So I was only 18 or 19 years old, and I met Chris. And Chris,
here's the thing. This is sad. This is sad, right? I'm gonna be upfront and truthful. It is too late, or it's gonna be monstrously hard. If she is disabled, right? Here's the thing, right? The man that her baby daddy who got her, he got her in her youth. So to compensate for, this is the thing, women have very few things that to offer men. Very few. Honestly, it's their body, their youth, their womb. Basically. Okay? If they are good with house domestic work, amazing. But really, especially nowadays, it's not that big of a deal. So here's a woman that pretty much has none of those. I don't know how great she is with domestic work. So this is the thing where a man that comes into her life, well, he gets very little offer. Used box. Which, plus she's probably comes with some mental issues. That's great. That's not really enjoyable to deal with. And I've dealt with women that were mentally unstable, right? So
The best he could, because we're both children. He tried to value me, and then initially after I separated from him, I've not been able to find certain.
She separated from him. Yeah.
Types of men to put a type of value or interest in.
Okay. When did you separate from Chris?
I separated from Chris in 2009.
Oh, that's a while. So 2009, how many years ago was that?
That was about 12, 14 years ago.
So you've been single for the last 12, 14 years?
No, I had a fiance. I've had some good prospects, but I've been trying to probably heal from Chris before I try to embrace a new chapter, Kendra. Does that make sense?
So you wasn't.
So she had. This is the thing, right? I've said this before. Why do you think men don't date older women, or it's not like the best option for men? Because women carry scars. They build walls. They become harder to deal with. I'm not just saying men are like, oh my God, I need to date a younger woman. No, it's just that older women usually bring men chaos. It's because, again, life experience is not a good thing for women because it makes them worse. Look at this, right? She's 42. All the mess she's been through. And this is it. Let's say this. My ex, she's only been with like 3 men. 3 men. And yet, she became harder to deal with. She built so many walls. This is the thing. You say that men care by body count? That's the thing. Dealing with so many people, even 3, right? Crazy. But it doesn't necessarily matter about the number. It matters about the experiences you've gained. Gaining all these experiences has hurt women. Because women are very emotional, very acceptable to emotional instability, emotional strife, okay? So, dealing with bad men, dealing with bad situations, well, it hurts women. And it makes them mentally worse. Builds walls around their hearts. So then, if a good man comes, well, what does he got to deal with? He's going to have to deal with these walls. He's going to have to deal with all her mental issues, all her, her traumas. That is not easy to deal with. Yeah, some men can stand it, but it's like, is that right? Does he deserve to have to break down walls, go deal with trauma from another woman's past that she chose to deal with? No. Men don't, like, you're not owed, right? Sympathy or like that kind of effort. You're not owed. If a man loves you enough, he can do it. But that's the thing. It's not easy because, again, even if he loves you enough, and I've been there, dealing with these walls from women, it is a pain. It is chaos. And there's no guarantee that you will break down these walls or that it will be successful. There's no guarantee. So a man is just taking a gamble that he can break down these walls, deal with all these traumas, and hopefully come out with a better woman, and you know that his effort paid off. But I'm telling you, usually it don't.
Over Chris, even though you were engaged to somebody else.
I've been over Chris. I've been over Chris since 2004. No, 2005. He would get mad. He said, "Give me 2006." I've been over to him since 2006. But I feel like he's done a number on me. He's done a lot towards me.
But you just said that when you were engaged, you were still healing from Chris.
In a way. In a way.
Okay, so
that's why she's meant. That's why she's getting government checks. She is mentally unstable. That's the thing. You are still dealing with trauma from a man that you said you're over. You go into another relationship, agree to a proposal. That's the thing, right? It's not that you're spending the time with a man. You're also agreeing to a proposal. This is it amazes me, right? That women will make steps that don't make sense. So you will agree to be a man's boyfriend or girlfriend, right? To be a man's girlfriend, even though you supposedly, you know, dealing with trauma, right? You're dealing with trauma. Your ex has messed you up. You agree to be this man's girlfriend. Okay, you spend years or whatever this time frame with this man, still supposedly dealing with this trauma. You say yes to a proposal to this man, another step, right? Another milestone or level of responsibility, of commitment, and then you break it up because you're dealing with that trauma. But you weren't all of a sudden dealing with that trauma. You've been dealing with it throughout. So you waste the man's time. He didn't have to put the effort into you. He could have put that effort into someone else that actually will value that effort.
okay, so you want a man that's going to value you the way Chris valued you.
Or initially introduced me to what a man is supposed to do. Like when me and Chris initially kind of took on each other, there was no like handbook. It was just like, you know, try to feed her and try to get her, you know, her up and going with some, you know, whatever. But like when I'm saying like value, that's all I had an introduction in to know what my value and worth was from my initial first love in college. Because we met in college and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
It was chaos.
So you want that again?
No, I don't want that, but I want somebody like, okay, so since Chris, I've been around other Black men, right, Kendra? Other Black men, and they don't value me. I've had like this initial guy I met here in San Antonio. He's a realtor, works for the government. He makes 6 figures a year.
What is there to value? It's like this woman is like, she's 42. She seems like she doesn't even know what she wants. Value you. What is so special about you to value? You are, this is the thing. Women are egotistical. They're narcissists. This woman is mentally unstable, so she could be clinically a narcissist. You are nothing special. You are average at best. And at 42, well, you're probably below average. What is there to value you? You are, you know, as you know, Spirit says, an old jalopy. You're just an old box to use. That's it. And every woman has that. You can't even give, and I don't even think you should, right? Give a man kids easily, healthily. Okay? You're 42. It will be probably hard or most likely not recommended. And this is the thing. This woman is already, she doesn't work. She gets government checks. She's most likely mentally unstable.
And loves me. I tell you, men love me, but he never put value where he wanted to either wed me or be with me. So I run into that type of issue with Black men all the time, where they don't want to put a type of value towards me.
Okay. Okay. So now what are your deal breakers, Maisha?
My deal breakers, probably not somebody who doesn't like to listen, which is too easy, but it's actually part of, you know, like somebody who dismisses me. Like, I don't want to be like a dismissed individual, you know, like, don't dismiss me. And I don't know, how am I doing, Kendra? Am I doing okay?
She's not. She's not. She's 42. She obviously have very little self-reflection. And here's the thing. Here's the hard part. She seems, I keep on saying it, mentally unstable, autistic in a way. So she won't have the proper tools to evaluate herself. She can't even say more than one deal breaker or whatever, right? This is the problem with, and this is a thing, right? Here I'm gonna hold men accountable. We deal with this. We would gladly have sex with this. We won't wife this up. We won't really make this, you know, be completely faithful to this, be monogamous to this, but we'll have sex with this. And that's the thing where women will delude themselves. Hey, men are having sex with me, so why can't I get a man that will commit to me? Because men are obviously wanting me. That's the thing. This woman sadly may not qualify for a relationship because she's just not well. She seems to be hard to deal with. Sad thing is that she dealt with a man in her youth that didn't help that. It's sad.
Oh, just be your authentic self. If this is not acting. You're not auditioning for a role. You just have to be yourself and just answer the questions as honest as possible, and that's what it is.
Another deal breaker will probably be, I don't know, that's like my you know, and I'm kind of open to dating outside my race, and sometimes being open to that has been a good outlet for me. But I'm a little open for, but I think if I get a Black man, you got to put some value or some interest in me. Like, you have to value me, and we have to share the same views. If we don't share the same politics, we don't share the same views, if we disagree on parenting, all of those are kind of like deal breakers for me.
Okay.
What does it matter? You're 42. Like, your kids are your kids. The chance of him having a kid with you, this is the thing, women are just deluded. You ain't gonna have a kid with another man. You ain't. The chances are very small to nil.
Should he look a certain way?
The guy?
Yes.
Who
You
else?
have an appearance type. Tall, dark skin, light skin, chubby, slim, in shape. Should he look a certain way?
He doesn't have to. I like blue eyes. I like blue or brown eyes. And when it comes to us, you know, I don't know. I find beauty in the oddest things. Like, I find beauty in, like, my best friend. This was a Black man. He was heavy set, but I found a lot of beauty, and I had a lot of love for him. You know, he was a little heavy set, but I find beauty and love in a lot of different, where I can appreciate. It just depends on what I have in front of me.
Got you. What you have in front of you. Understand. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
Okay. Let's do
What
the
can I
Kendra
say?
cam. The Kendra cam is when you stand up and we see your
Yeah.
full body.
Okay. How did I do? I didn't do so good. Let me show y'all my kitchen. This is my kitchen, y'all. So we're doing the Kendra cam.
Yes.
Y'all, I didn't get to finish my. But here's my dress.
Well, that looks like you're in shape. Okay. Okay. We got you, girl. Oh, you're gonna model for us. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't
Okay.
worry. All right. So, Maisha, when was your last relationship?
My last relationship was with Larry, and Larry wouldn't mind me saying his name. It was a lawyer. It was an attorney, and we were together for about a year. And he proposed, and I told him no. He's a white male. He's a little bit older than me, and love him to death. I miss him. He's an attorney, and I said no and passed. That was my last relationship about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay.
This is the thing, right? I think women are idiots. I'm sorry. How? How can you be in a relationship with someone, agree to be boyfriend girlfriends with someone, be with the person for a year, and then say, I don't want to be with you, and then could have the gall to say, I love this man to bits? How can you say that can you love this man to bits? You left this man. You agreed to be with this man, right? Be in a relationship with this man until you didn't feel like it anymore. And then you also have the gall to say you want men to value you. This is the idiocy of women, where I do not give women credit or give women empathy. There have always been men in women's past that women turned down, women left, women cheated on, women broken up with, that could have been the man that they are asking for or whatever. This is the issue with a lot of women, that they think that men are in abundance, but the men that they want are in abundance. That's the thing. They think that there's always better. There will always be the men that you want out there. So it don't matter if I left this man, even though I've been with this man, right? Even though I've been in a relationship with this man, I can leave this man because there will always be another. That way of thinking is absolutely idiotic, right? It's absolutely idiotic. It's just really just stupid.
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
Around
Maisha, just
40.
FYI, you don't really got to say the name. I mean, you just say the situation. Okay.
Sorry.
So 2 years ago was your last relationship.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay. You don't
About 2
have
years
to.
ago.
So you don't have to answer this question, but I'm going to ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
So we're in, what month are we in? June, right?
Yeah.
Probably January. Probably like top of the year.
Okay.
It's been about 5 or 6 months.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
My flaws, I'm not very patient, because I guess at 42, I know what I want. So I'm not going to give you a type of patience where if it does interfere with like my narrative or how I feel about, I'm not going to give you a lot of patience, or I'm not going to meet you halfway with none of that. So I think I need to be a little bit more patient and learn how to not listen, but learn how to just sit with things. And I'm not going to do that at 42. And I also probably have to pick up on, what else do I need? Maybe like, I'm a free spirit. I get in trouble for that word. But I'm kind of wild.
And then you have women say, why would you not date women your own age? Right? You have women that say to men, why are you dating young women? Why don't you date women your own age? Exhibit A.
Maybe have to tone that down a little bit. I'm college educated. I went to a mini HBCU, so I do have a degree and I'm college educated, but I don't have, like, I'm not an attorney or a social worker, and maybe I need to put more put some more energy on cleaning up that part. Like, I'm not really a paper girl. Like, I'm not really paper. If I was more paper, then, you know, maybe that would be more attractive, especially for certain men, certain Black men.
Okay. I have a question. I want to be respectful because you did tell me that you receive a check every month. Would you consider yourself having a disability?
I love the disability world. The disabled world is a spectrum. You can have like multiple sclerosis. You can have diabetes, where you qualify to receive a check. I think I have. I think I had postpartum. So I had a major event that took place that kind of changed my life. Wasn't happy with the guy. It was just this major event, and it changed my.
Our government, our government is handing checks to women that are depressed. Women that's been had a terrible relationship, got postpartum, can't work. Our government is giving money to women that's had bad relationships. I don't know. I'm literally fuming. Our government is giving disability checks to women like this who are on disability. Her disability is because she had a bad relationship. And now there are people out there, right? Working hard, contributing to the society, but working paycheck to paycheck and struggling. They're contributing to society and they're struggling. Here's a woman. Her disability is a broken heart.
Whole life.
Okay.
But if you want to keep it clean, you could say bipolar to keep it clean. But I don't think initially we're, you know,
The reason
that's
I
an
asked,
accurate assumption.
well, the reason I asked is because I got some questions, but I want to be respectful if you're dealing with something, right? So I have some paid questions, but I wanted to ask first because if you're truly dealing with something, then some of these questions I'm not going to read because it doesn't make sense. But because I think this could be due to your bipolar disorder. So someone says she's college educated. What does she get a degree for? The circulatory and non-conscious conversation she's giving makes me wonder.
Can you read it again, Kendra?
Yeah, she's college educated. What?
I had two kids because I went to a school in Texas, like a state school. And I went to a state school in San Marcos, and I met my lover or my college sweetheart there. We had two kids, and those kids are our kids. And I got sick, but I think I was suffering, Kendra, from postpartum, and I got a diagnosis. So it's kind of like a label, you know, it's just one of those things. Even in the clinical world, if you get diagnosed or you go to your PCP and they say depression, sometimes it follows you. That depression can follow you for years. And it was like one of those situations. But in my after hours or my later years as an adult, I went to a community college.
What man wants to deal with a bipolar woman? And what man, right, wants to deal with another adult that cannot handle their emotions? I'm sorry. I guess I can be sympathetic to the postpartum thing. But again, I've suffered from depression. I know plenty of people have suffered from depression. At the end of the day, the world does not owe you anything. Here's the thing where we cater, we baby people, we baby adults. Get your act together. We are giving checks to adults that are depressed. We are letting them, what is this? What is, enabling. We are enabling this idiocy. We're enabling these adults to suckle the teat of the government because they're depressed. Even on not a non-dating perspective, this woman disgusts me. Get your act together. What man? My mind is blown that a lawyer wanted to be with this woman, and she had the audacity to leave that man. That man could have taken her away from government assistance. She had the audacity, the entitlement to leave that man. Is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Okay? So she rather take money from the government and then stay in the dating market and then be a nuisance to the next man, the next idiotic man, instead of staying with a man that I guess loved you enough to want to marry you and you left him. Absolute mind-boggling.
And got a degree that was supposed to kind of give the stepping stones to be a social worker. So I don't know if you heard of like 2+2. You know, 2+2, you go to your community college for 2 years, you get your little associate's degree, and then you get your bachelor's. So I got the first half, but I don't have the other half yet. And it's supposed to be for social work.
Okay, gotcha. All right. This one, G Hyundai said, don't you think that men don't value you because you belong to another man with your 2 daughters? And if your husband wasn't a danger to you or the family, you're not married, are you? You're not married, right?
That's a good question.
No,
I'm not married to the girl's father. So I'm not married to him.
Are you married to anybody?
No, I'm single. I'm on your show.
Then Giante, what are you talking about then? Can he say?
What is he?
He said you belong to another man with your 2 daughters, and if
situation happened, because he's like, nothing's wrong with Maisha. So I'm assuming the worst scenario probably happened between her and Chris, and that's why she's not with Chris. Not necessarily. He wasn't dangerous.
Maisha, we don't know no damn Chris. Stop saying Chris' name. We don't know him. Oh, he's gay?
he
This is already chaotic. All right? You can sense this woman. She's not rebellious. She's just idiotic.
You wouldn't mind. He's not a perfect ex. My ex is not perfect, but I wasn't taken to the hills because he was like a dangerous man. I wasn't running for the hills.
Is Chris your girl's father?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I take it back. So that's why you said his name again. So Chris is the father to your 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, child. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We gotta keep going. Did I ask you your 3 flaws, Maisha?
Am I asking what?
Did I ask you your 3 flaws?
I told you patience. I need to work on. Can I grab this and be myself? Because I can barely hear you. So, my flaws. So my flaws, I could be more patient, but I'm not going to tolerate. I guess now at 42, I kind of know myself. So I'm not going to kind of, bend over or be too open or flexible to certain things. I'm getting old. I'm 42. I'll be 43 this year. So I'm getting too old to kind of like circumstantially say I all of a sudden like sumo wrestling or something.
She gave another reason why men aren't jumping for joy to date older women. She's not flexible. She's narrow-minded. Okay? She's hard to deal with. How can a man lead this? How can a man deal with this? This is the thing. Women at a certain age, right? Definitely in their 40s. They have lived the life that they have lived without following a man's lead, without dealing with a man, okay, in a sense. So why would she change for another man, right? Why would she listens to you or follow your lead or whatever, she wouldn't. She will do what she wants to do. I've been there, I've done that. These strong, independent women, this crazy ass mindset. It's their way or the highway.
You see what I mean? Like, I'm kind of where I'm supposed to and where I'm going, and my openness is a little limited. But I could probably work on that if it's some guy who's going to value or love me or appreciate me. And I just want to be appreciated, and I want to be loved. I want to be loved. Like Halle Berry said, somebody love me.
Okay, this is the last question, Maisha. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Why would he be lucky to be with me?
Yes.
Let me see. Sorry, guys. I'm just scrolling. Sorry. I think a guy would be lucky to be with me. I think a guy would be lucky to be with me because I can cook good. Like, I'm a good cook. I like to exercise. I don't know if I want a black man, Kendra. Like, I'm just being honest. I don't know if I want a black man. But most of y'all, if y'all did value me and took interest in me,
this constant talking about value is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry. Women's value just decrease as they age. You get very little from it. Because you have to do. This is the thing. This is an absolutely selfish value you, and what do we get? Old box and a dinner, food. Great, but you require so much work. Bipolar, government assistance. So if you're a man that comes into this woman's life, you will have to take it up or whatever. She already, the bipolar thing is like absolutely not a good thing. Like, again, she has trauma. She's hard to deal with. She's narrow-minded. Okay, she ain't open-minded, so she ain't gonna follow the things you. There's very little to value, very little to want, very little trade-off in the amount that effort that man has to do. Very little you get from this.
They trust me. I have friends or male guys all the time around me, and they have a way of trusting and feeling very comfortable and safe with me. Like, tell me everything, and they feel better and stuff. But a lot of that, with that, just how that is, nobody wifes me or girlfriends me. So I don't know. I just think a guy would be lucky because I cook good and I exercise. I'm really fun. I'm a nurturer. I have a dog, and I think my girls turned out to be okay. They're adults, but I think they're okay. It could have been better.
Well, I have a question because you keep saying nobody values you, but you also were engaged 2 years ago. So why didn't you proceed with that engagement and go to the marriage level? Why did y'all break up?
And you don't like names, so I'll be mindful of that.
People.
Okay. So this guy that proposed to me, he was good, but he wouldn't mind me saying this. He has like 3 dominant women in his life. Aside from his mother, there's 3 of them. So he had an initial son by a woman, and then he had initially 4 or 5 kids by a woman, and then initially there was a solid relationship for years with a woman. And here I come, and he's always saying, you're the worst and the best out of all of them. But I feel like some of the basics that he should have been able to.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Even if she can attract a lawyer, she'll still attract bottom of the barrel men. Bottom of the barrel men that would commit to her. Here's a woman that does not qualify for good men, right? At least average men, I don't think so, right? Even though that guy's a lawyer making above average money, a man, he's not that you just heard all that. He's not that tantalizing to be with.
Achieve or do, he wasn't doing. So for the long term, like for our fun chapter and our interaction. It was lovely. He was really sweet, very giving, very generous and sweet and kind, very kind. But I just feel in the long run, if some of these basic things that he doesn't have, and he had these other three women, I didn't want to have to go. That's what I mean. Like that's probably a flaw. Does that make sense? You see how that's a flaw?
So who ended the engagement? You or him?
I did.
Okay. So you basically ended the engagement because he had these other three women. And was it, you just feel
Well,
like you're going to
like,
be
can you
paid
hear
for it?
me? 'Cause I'm going in and out. Huh?
Well, no, it's okay. We got it. So what's the
Hold
age
up. Let me
range?
put my headphones on. Can I put my headphones on?
No, we're almost done, Maisha, honey. We're almost done. We're almost
Oh,
done. Just wait, here for me. So Maisha, what's the age range you would date? You're 42.
what is the what?
Age range you would date. You're 42.
Age range. Oh, 37 to 56. 37 to 56.
You know what, Carney? I think that is right. Beta operators. These men aren't being truthful to this woman. I'm sorry. That white man that would marry her, I would say accept it. I would say this is the thing, right? If you don't want to be in the dating market anymore, fine. Don't marry that man. Don't marry that man. If you are still in the dating market, hoping to look for a man, get a man, well, do not the expectation of you getting what you want is absolutely ridiculous when you have very little to offer. I'm sorry, like used box, old box is not tempting to wife up. Okay? Hell, I mean, she might get a man, right? Have sex with her, but to wife her up, there's very, very little to value. Cooking, I mean, like most women can cook, and to men, it's not. This ain't 1940s where men are absolutely idiots when it comes to food, okay? Or they're absolutely lazy. Men can do shit on their own nowadays, okay? You can go out to eat, you can buy shit, or you can just make shit yourself. There's plenty of like already made food. Food is very different than what it was back in the day. So cooking is nice, but again, that ain't worthy enough to wife up. If I was her friend, I would say you should have stayed with that man. You should marry that man. If you still want to be in the dating market, marry that man.
The guy be in San Antonio, Texas.
He should be, but if he's not, even better. He doesn't have to be in San Antonio, but if you don't have to, but yeah, I would love that.
Right.
But he doesn't have to, Kendra.
He doesn't have to. Okay. Could he have kids?
He can.
He can have kids. Okay.
I know. Being a stepmom, I've been a stepmom a couple of times, and I don't have a problem being a stepmom. I'm very family oriented. I'm very much bringing her and making sure she's valued. And no, I'm just
okay. Whatever. Going on long enough. I mean, this woman is like, I'm sorry. The amount of effort a man would take to be with this woman, right? To go through her issues, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Now, again, that man that would have married her, he was probably a low caliber man. Okay? Because at the stage of his life, he had very little to offer women besides his finances. That's just it. So, like you said, all these issues he's had, bunch of failed relationships. Well, okay, this is what he could get. So, yeah, I don't know, but it's just chaotic. What do you guys think?